Hey everyone, welcome to episode 3 of the Bag Boys podcast. Today, one topic we're going to talk about is Game of Thrones. I know Rob is very eager to talk about it.
But he's pumped.
Quite.
And then after that, I don't know what else we have planned.
We'll figure it out. We'll play it by ear, as they say back where I'm from.
Hey, you said it right.
I got the best 1 minute starting topic because you didn't hear this, Rob.
Okay.
So when we came in the elevator up here, Drew clicked as the child he is.
Okay,
he clicked 7 buttons. Okay.
It was 4.
Okay, 7 buttons, and then the elevator opens because we're on Christian's floor, and there's a lady in swim stuff, and he clicked 15, 16, 17, and 26, and the swimming pool's on floor 2.
Oh, that poor lady.
And she got in the elevator.
Legend has it she's still in there too.
Why isn't it going down?
I felt so bad because I clicked 11. And then I slowly clicked 12. And then just as we were getting up, I hit 26.
Yeah.
And the nicest looking old lady just rounds the corner to get in.
What I don't get is didn't it say the elevator was going up?
Yeah.
So
she still got in.
Oh.
I had no idea. She would have turned the corner. It would have closed. She's trapped now. She's gone.
That happened to me once when I was on vacation.
She can get out a floor above.
We were in the elevator, and he'd always say jokes about people coming pressing all the buttons, right? And then some little kid comes in. He has the tiniest little coin-sized hands that starts smacking all the buttons on the thing. And I'm just so
that was Drew.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
This was and this little child grew up to be the man we know as Drew today. So
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why no one ever hung out with him. He was always in his house, is because he was that kid who would smack all the
He
elevator
was
buttons.
practicing.
Once a shithead, always a shithead.
Fair.
Just pressing buttons in his house randomly.
Practicing for the elevator.
That poor lady's I got 20 minutes and go have a swim. She spent it all in the elevator.
Yeah.
She had to go back to her room
She
after.
probably just got off work. She's I have an hour until I gotta do my next item.
Was she elderly?
Yeah.
She probably had 20 minutes on her life.
She probably had
Yeah.
a stroke
Jeez.
in the elevator and just nobody could come help her because it was going all the way up to 26.
She's fallen and she can't get up.
I noticed there's vandalism.
No
over.
life alert around.
There was vandalism on the inside of the elevator.
Ooh.
There was I couldn't make it out what the word was supposed to be, but it was just scribblings of a madman
Varsity
on the
gaming.
inside. Yeah.
It was here.
These vandals.
Yeah.
Just scribble virginity gaming on the elevator.
Just plug all your socials and your Twitch channel on the inside of the elevator. I almost said microwave. Damn, that would have been quite the.
How did Rob get up here?
Looks Christian got a shout out from a fan that he met in the hospital.
Not in the hospital.
Oh,
In the hospital?
Where was it? I didn't even hear
clinic.
that
Just
story.
the clinic.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's sick though.
yeah.
Shut
it is
up,
sick.
someone's dying. Hey, it's varsity gaming. It's
The surgeon that was performing surgery on me, just in the middle of it, he's like, "Are you varsity gaming?"
He just drops what he's doing. He's like, "Oh shit!"
It's yo, bro, can we get a selfie? Christian's just cut the fuck
Christian's
open.
inside just spilled over a table.
Hey, can you say that line? Sure. Hey guys, Chris here from Varsity.
Just keel over and die.
There's blood spurting out of his stomach as he's doing it.
All of a sudden, you just see Christian's organs being sold on eBay.
Or you can eBay I see is 100% legit varsity gaming spleen.
With varsity gaming sweat.
One of 2 kidneys from Varsity Gaming.
But did we have that discussion on them while we were talking on the podcast or not on the podcast? Oh
No. No, it was off.
Well, if anyone out there knows the answer to this, do you need 2 kidneys to survive long term, or do you?
Oh wait, that part might have been.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah,
We
I
talked
think
about it
so.
after as well.
Oh, okay.
So we're talking about who would give.
Oh,
Would
yeah,
you give
yeah,
up
you're
one?
right.
Oh, right. I kind of.
I know we talked about it on stream as well. We were
Yeah.
playing Siege. But
Yeah, I remember that. We can no longer play Siege together anymore, though. Christian and I.
So
Wait, what
they
happened?
implemented a new thing in Siege where you can't play with anyone who is more than 1,000 elo less than you.
That's
Okay.
stupid.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
In ranked. But they added unranked, which is where you can play. It's the same ranked
It's really
rules,
weird.
but it has no rank.
Okay.
So it doesn't affect your rank at all. It has its own MMR system. But
And
it's
then there's
ranked.
casual as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I told Rob, I was like, we can play unranked together. And he's like, what's the point, man? There's no rank in it.
I said I'm going to
It's the
sell
exact
Siege,
same
is what I actually
thing.
said.
It just has no rank.
I just don't get it though.
There's
No,
no
man.
point in it.
I still think that's so dumb.
Well, it's just there's now a third ranked playlist.
Yeah, but
You
at
know what
least
I
we
mean?
can play together. Meanwhile, you're sitting over there being
I know,
like,
but it's-
what am I
it's
going to do now?
It's pretty much just casual, but
But with
not
ranked rules.
casual.
But-
Yeah.
but unranked. I don't understand that as a fix though. Just literally, if I'm copper and you're platinum, make me play with all plats.
Yeah, I'll bite the bullet.
That's what a lot
literally.
of people requested as well. But
It's so easy.
But it's still
Like, what's like the other side of the thing here?
Well,
Like,
it's because then you have a fucking copper on your team.
I guess so. Yeah.
So like if you're copper, which you were last season, and I'm platinum, it then puts us in silver lobbies because it mixes the match.
And then I guess people who are in silver were like,
Yeah,
like, I'm
exactly.
getting destroyed by this guy. Okay.
And
Me.
just so you know, I have tried very hard to D rank.
But you're just too good at the
Oh,
game.
you're just so
I'm
fucking
just too good at the game,
Oh, look
and I
at me,
just
I'm
can't
Christian.
drop
With
right.
broken
Yeah.
ankle.
I swear, every single time I'm like, okay, we can lose this match. My teammates are just like, you know what, guys? This is the fucking Pro League Championships.
Yeah.
We're going to LAN if we win this, and they go fucking ham
They
and
just buckle
destroy
down.
everyone. Yeah, and then
Put the team on his back.
I'm like 0-9, and my teammates are like 13-2, 12-1. I'm like, fuck off! I want to
0-9.
lose.
We need pictures of that.
That's like the first season. Christian brought me all the way up to Plat 3, and he's like, "Okay, you need to go play by yourself in D rank." And I got all the way up to Plat 2 playing by myself, just from like teammates carrying.
Oh my
me.
gosh.
Christian's like, "What the fuck? Like you were supposed to be in gold."
Mhm.
I
I'm pretty sure you were a
wish.
higher rank than me at that point.
Yeah.
because I wasn't playing that much.
That's because I'm just so good.
I've been playing
Okay.
Siege for what, like almost 3 years now, and I have played 2 ranked games by myself. So Christian there.
And you also played the one casual where you got your
Oh,
only
yeah.
ace ever.
I played some casuals, and I was tearing it up, and I was like I got 1 ace. I was playing as Ela. I want
it
to
was
say
Twitch. You said you got
Oh,
Twitch DMR ace.
yeah, and I got an ace as Twitch, and I felt so sick. And I was like, that's when I played my first ranked game by myself, and it was like right back to reality as soon as I hopped back into the ranked
and
playlist.
we're back.
I was like, oh
But
man.
weren't you also playing on like your girlfriend at the time's brother's account?
No, that was
Or-
me.
Oh, that
yeah.
was-
Yeah, the
Chris-
only
From
ace
BC.
I've ever gotten. No, I was playing on Bree's brother's account in a casual, and I was just like freaking out. He was pumped because I got an ace. And I messaged Christian. He's like, "Yeah, right, man." I'm like, "Fuck you."
That's what
Come
Christian said to
on.
me too. He's like, oh bullshit.
I've definitely never gotten an ace, I don't think.
You got an assist ace with Legion. You must have.
Yeah, I definitely have.
With
Oh,
the amount of
assist
matches
ace.
that Shane has ended with like 1 kill, 20 assists, and 7 deaths,
Or I just, well, that's because I just like hit the person, put him at 1%,
and Drew comes in.
Yeah.
like every
Spraying.
game we play. Yeah. Spraying.
Yeah, literally getting a kill assist. If I get like a kill assist, that's for me. That's as good as a kill. So I'll play as like Capcan
For-
or whoever, just so I can rack up some
Fuse.
extra.
For you, just
notch on the
breaching a
scoreboard.
window. You're like,
Yeah.
that's
Without
it for
dying.
me.
Just
Without
using a
dying.
breach charge, man. It's one of the most fun things to do in that
Rob
game.
just like breaches a window with a Maru, whatever her name is, and he's like, "We won the game. Let's go."
Let's go.
Whoever explodes the most windows wins. It's a known fact.
Hey, that's a good game. I'll play.
All right.
All right,
no
Game
Want
of
to talk
Thrones?
about Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Got itch.
I'm trying to think of how we should like are we gonna talk about our knee jerk to the finale or like as a whole?
Okay,
or-
we should first off mention all of you guys have been watching Game of Thrones week to week since it came out, right? Or,
I
like, since
started in season
2?
3,
Season
five.
but ever since then,
I started
yeah.
season 6.
But like for the last few seasons, you guys were
Yes.
watching them week to week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I started season 3 and I've seen it like probably 2
Well,
times.
I went to
through.
Niles every week.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I saw Shane there.
so for the most part, you guys watched the entire, or like for like a hefty majority of the show week to week.
Yeah,
Whereas me and Annie,
Well, I don't know.
we
you crunched it. You
We
3 to 5 hefty.
we watched the second last episode like literally right before the last episode went live. Like we finished it and immediately turned on the last episode.
you timed that
That's
perfect.
kinda
so
sick, yeah.
So we watched the entire show in like a
Back to
2-month
back to back.
span. So it was all compressed.
Yeah,
And I don't know what points you want to make, but first off, like the big thing that a lot of people say, like they say the last season was really rushed and it was
Yeah.
missing a lot of details. But as someone who watched the entire show in one sitting, it like really did not seem like that.
I think it was like
People just like to bitch.
yeah. Well, for me, there's 2 main things about the finale. One of them was like that's everyone's favorite show. It's coming to an end. No matter how it ends, everyone's going to be bitching about something, right? Like they're going to pick it apart, be like, I don't like this, but it's just because like you're pissed your favorite show's ending. But I think also it's like you said you grinded it all out in one go.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for the finale, like
For years.
literally thinking about. I've been thinking about how is Game of Thrones going to end for like
For years.
6-7 years.
Yeah.
And then it's like and then to how like I first saw the news, like the final season's only 6 episodes. They're all going to be super long, but I was like, in my head I'm like they have to wrap up like 3-4 major storylines still, like the Night King, who like the Iron Throne itself, the Starks, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, how are they going to do all that in 6 episodes? And in my opinion, they didn't. They touched on everything that needed to be touched on, but they just kind of did it in a way that still left questions, in my opinion. Like,
I don't think there's questions, but it felt rushed.
yeah, like questions / just kind of like, it felt like, for example, like the Jon Snow thing, like how they just kind of said, like, you got to go up north well, one, like, what's his name? The guy who banished him, Grey Worm. He's going back to his continent anyways. What's he going to do from wherever he is? And then two, it's just like...
Well, I think...
The people banished
Hold
him.
on.
Yeah.
I think for that, it was like they were leaving, but if they didn't get the judgment they wanted, they would have stayed.
Yeah, I guess so.
And they probably would have...
But then it's like,
gone to war.
why this whole Jon Targaryen thing? You know what I mean? It didn't ultimately amount to anything in the plot.
That's true.
Yeah, just cause like it kind of created some tension between him and
created,
Dany
like,
for a bit.
All it did was like make their love weird,
Yeah, well, it turned.
and then
Are we going full spoilers?
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
this show's been done now.
If you haven't seen the
Side note,
finale by
I'm
now,
so glad that bitch is dead.
which
What
one,
the
Daenerys?
fuck?
Yeah.
I actually liked her, man. I was kind of
Yeah.
sad when she died.
No way, man. She was pissing me off so much in the last couple episodes.
Why?
Why the fuck did she burn down King's Landing? She had
Okay,
no
I was
reason.
sick.
I have an argument for this because everyone says the same thing. So if you watch the show all back to back, you can notice that every single time Dany is getting upset, she always has
She's
an
a
advisor.
temperamental motherfucker.
She's always been like that since day one.
Well,
Yeah.
did you
Every
not
single
see,
time.
Do you guys not remember her brother?
Yeah.
He
So,
just
like,
fucking blew off, like blew a gasket and then got his head turned to gold.
Yeah, and then
so Dany's always
that
been
fucked
fucked.
me up.
That's nothing new. She's always been fucked. But every single time she was about to lose it, she always had an advisor with her, usually
Tyrion or someone.
Tyrion or someone, and he would be like, "Don't do it. Like, stay calm." And then she would reevaluate and stay calm. But then the one time she had no one with her was when she was on the dragon, and then she would, like, you could see her like thinking
She was
about it and
losing
being
her
like,
shit.
"Should I do it? Should I do it?" And then eventually she just snapped
And
and
even
went.
if she did, like, she
Fuck
just
it,
killed
I'm
off.
doing it.
She
Yeah.
killed off Varys. She killed off.
Yeah.
She pretty much pushed like Tyrion aside and was like, "I don't trust you."
Yeah.
And then Miss Sandy just got destroyed.
The
She got-
signs
got
are all
murdered.
there. Like if you go back to like season like, I remember it is 4 or 5 maybe, but she like, burns down that tent of all the cowl masters, like the guys
Yeah.
that she gets in prison. She burns tent down. She's like killing people. She gets all those slavers like crucified, 140 whatever of them,
and hangs them.
And,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
the signs like I wasn't surprised. I knew if she was gonna explode King's Landing and level it, but like I didn't think it was just gonna be like bang bang. You know what I mean?
Man,
I thought it might lead up to it. But Missandei getting her head chopped off definitely was like,
That's the turning
holy
point,
fuck, yeah.
Yeah, but
Remember
the
I left. We watched the episode. Sorry, we left that up. We watched that. I remember leaving, just being like, she's gonna lose her shit next week. She's
Yeah,
going to. Like,
there's nothing.
there's no way she doesn't
Yeah.
burn down the city after seeing that.
But the problem is, up until then, anyone she just like fucking mass murdered kind of deserved it.
yeah,
Not
then-
really.
Fuck that whole city.
In
Well,
the city
but
of
like a whole city of
No, but in-
civilians.
They're all bums.
what was that city called where she was the queen for a while?
not
Oh,
the place, the giant pyramid.
Yeah,
right?
so
Marine.
something.
Marine, yeah.
Yeah.
In that place, she also like started slaughtering a bunch of the royals, even though they weren't involved at all with the thing. 'Cause she's like, I have to make an
Just
example
the,
of
the
them.
slave owners. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's just like, which you could argue like obviously slave owners aren't great, but at the time
Yeah, I guess
they
there's-
weren't doing anything wrong.
But
It
like
was
couple slave owners, whole city of just bums.
a lot of the
Yeah.
people in the city were also royals and like people who had money and power.
Well, the first
It wasn't just
Nah,
the
it
plebs.
was a
Yeah.
lot of civilians.
It was.
It was a lot
like
of
there was
unnecessary.
there was more good than bad or bad than good that happened
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
But the
that's a
thing,
good way to put it.
the
Significantly more.
Yeah, the first time you see Dany kind of going off the rails is like when she's killing all the slavers, and then like you were saying, the one guy comes into her temple and he's like, "Hey, like you're killing innocent people. You killed my father. Blah blah blah.
Mhm.
Not everyone here is guilty." And that's when she starts to go like blanket, like if you do this, I'm gonna kill you. If you don't do it, I'm not gonna kill you. And that's when all this kind of escalates from there.
Yeah, like she thinks like if you just do one act, like you are essentially just evil
Yeah.
for life.
Like she kills
And
the
there's no
she kills the Tarleys, I think, right? She burns them alive,
the Tarleys.
like Samwell's parents.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like they're out in the hill and they're like,
yeah, out on the cliffside.
and they're like, kneel if you want to join, or kneel if you don't want to. Something
So they don't
happens, and
want-
ultimately she
bend
burns.
the knee if you want to be on my side. Yeah.
And that was
Also,
the first time you're like,
I
damn.
don't understand the point of burning down all of King's Landing. Like you make this big deal about, oh, I want the Iron Throne, I want King's Landing.
It was the
and
easy
you
way
get
out.
there
Yeah.
and you just burn it all to a crisp.
It was
You're
the-
sitting
Yeah.
on fucking ashes.
It was
Yeah.
the easy way out.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
But
She's
what's
got a
the
dragon.
point?
They can't stop her. Just burn the whole thing down. You win the war.
And then the dragon,
Everybody's dead.
and then
They
the
can't
dragon
stop her.
burns the
She
throne
already
down
won
too.
the war.
No, she might not have.
Oh
So-
They
my
could have just
God.
held up in the keep.
Just
Yeah.
fucking kill Cersei.
The one thing that they mentioned constantly in the last season was how even if she took the throne, the people wouldn't rally against or with her. When she
That's
was
true.
in wherever that other place is, everyone kept being like, "Oh, everyone's waiting for your return. Like everyone's waiting for you." no one fucking cared about her.
No.
Yeah.
So then when she got there, she realized that
Everyone hates her.
yeah, and all the people in King's Landing, doesn't matter if she's the queen, they're not going to respect her.
You don't burn them down if they disagree with you.
She does.
Why?
She's
If you had it, I
crazy.
probably would.
If I had a
Exactly, that's
dragon
the
and I
point.
wanted
If I had
shit
a-
happen,
Yeah, if I
They
had a
need to
dragon,
underground
if I had a dragon and I'm just kind of like hanging above Toronto, kind of looking down at it, you know I'm about to go ham.
Leafs
The
got-
only thing
Leafs got
standing is
blown out.
the ACC. That's it. Everything else, CN Tower knocked over. Skydome, we need a new one.
Just a dragon laying waste to downtown Toronto.
Just like an ACC with Matthew skating around the ring.
Yeah,
Austin
yeah.
Matthews
We're
is
not
riding the
touching
dragon.
that. Yeah, wherever they live, not touching that.
I heard of
Drake's apartment.
Yeah, we'll think about it.
my sister lives a block away, so maybe we'll have to let that one slide. Just dox my sister. Sorry.
If you know where Drake lives, you know where Rob's sister lives.
All of a sudden, some dude just starts like setting up a like CSI map
Yeah,
of like
classic.
a block
Like
radius.
that thing you're
of-
saying, the pardon the interruption, or not pardon the interruption. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
How did you get
I don't know.
pardon?
I got those two things mixed up. Fucking hell. But I saw the funniest meme about the Game of Thrones ending. Like, you know how the dragon burns down the chair?
Yeah.
It was like, and then, well, you know how Daenerys is dead, like beside with the knife in her, right? The meme is the dragon flies in and sees like a chair made of knives, and then Daenerys was killed by a knife. And he thinks the chair is like, oh, it's an evil chair, knife chair, and he burns the chair down.
Hey, that doesn't. You're right. Why would he burn the chair?
Yeah,
down?
like that's just one of those things that's like the old Game of Thrones wouldn't have done it. It's just kind of like a fan service, like
Yeah.
Marvel movie almost. It's like, oh,
he's gonna
Wait,
spend
like the fact that he burnt down the chair.
Yeah.
Well, it's a reference to at the beginning of the show. I think it's in season
some
1.
symbolism shit.
They talk about how the chair was made by dragons.
like forged by 1,000.
Yeah,
There's not
it was
1,000
by-
swords in there. By
It was
the
by
way.
the Targaryen, where he was just like, "Oh, we got the 1,000 swords," and then the dragon like melted them all together to make a
Yeah.
chair. So it was
Mate.
about like the end of the Targaryen cycle.
Yeah, I guess so.
I would have also kind of liked to see just Daenerys be on the throne and just like repeat the whole like thing of the Mad King.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like they were
all
mad
over
for
again.
different reasons, but it would have also been kind of cool just to see like a tyrant win.
yeah.
Well, okay. Before we get more into it, what would you guys say is like your ideal ending? I don't know who wants to go first.
I have one on the top of my head.
Okay.
So it's like, so in my the way in my ending, Tyrion's king actually, just because like he's been doing everything for everyone this whole time, pretty much, right? Somehow it would come full circle in the sense that everyone would eventually fall back to look at Tyrion. John's not going to take being king. Bran being king was so out of left field at the time that
Makes sense, though.
it made sense when you think back. Like hindsight's always 20/20, especially when it comes to like TV shows and stuff. So like Tyrion ends up being king. Everyone kind of collectively agrees that he's like the smartest way to do it. And then like Bronn's the king of the leader of the, not the Night's Watch, the Gold Cloaks or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they got the rest of the characters are kind of like just like the Starks
There.
go back to wherever they want to do. Like Grey Worm's obviously really pissed off, but they just kind of like say, get out of here. Like we understand.
Shoo shoo.
And then ultimately John just kind of my ending for John was just for him like to literally do what he wanted to do. I felt like I didn't want to see John get like, because he was my favorite character since the first time he was on
But
Yeah,
the
he's a
screen.
bro.
That's what he got.
No,
Mhm.
like he was forced, like someone's directed him to go to the north with Tormund, right? They were
Well,
like, you have to do this.
You do realize like they did that because they knew that's what he wanted, right? And
Well, I
like he
guess,
was happy to
but I don't
go.
know. It would have been like just as a huge Jon Snow stan, you could say. I just wanted
do
his
that.
ending to be like what he chose, and I felt like he was kind of banished just to the north to be forgotten about.
And in their defense, King Cripple knows all.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
King Cripple.
So my ideal ending would be that John should have died.
No, man.
He should have
No.
died. He should have died at the Battle of Winterfell. 100%. There's no reason he should have lived.
Oh man, I love Jon Snow.
No.
This guy's ruthless.
100% he should have died. Like keeping him alive was a fan service. That's all
He's
it
a
was.
fan
Well,
fave.
as a fan who got serviced, I'm happy they did that.
Yeah.
Rob's
but,
getting out serviced behind the Winterfell.
Yeah.
but John should have died. I think the kingdom system should have been abolished and like gone back to the way it was before, where all like each of the seven regions
kingdoms.
was their own
Communism.
thing.
Oh wait,
Um,
reverse communism. Is that what you're saying?
No, like just instead of one giant kingdom, it's like seven
Oh, never
separate
mind. Communism
kingdoms.
doesn't even play into that.
It's
at
like
all.
the continent goes back into countries.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
And then what else? I think realistically they should have just like abandoned King's Landing, especially since it was like all burned down.
Yeah.
And just
It's a shithole now.
yeah, instead
There's
of like
literally
still
no point in being there.
yeah, instead of still being like, okay, we're gonna set up here again, like just abandon it, and then
It's the world's biggest
Set up
fixer upper.
Queen's Landing.
I think Tyrion should have
Maybe
gone.
that's what she was trying to do.
Yeah,
Who knows?
She's like, fuck
rename it
King's
Queen's
Landing. I'm a
Landing.
strong, independent woman. We're doing Queen's Landing.
Yeah.
But Tyrion should have gone back to whatever the other continent was.
Casterly Rock.
No, the like,
Marine and shit.
yeah, like the other side, because that's where he did better.
You're saying he would have
That's
been
true.
banished
And
there, or he would have
No,
chosen?
he should
No,
have
he
chosen
worked
to
there.
go.
Him and
He could have been that
Varys
leader.
says R.I.P.
He'd
But
go chill with the Dothrakis and their.
he'd go back to
shodels.
Dorne. You're saying, right? Like on that, like
Yeah, like the places he actually was
yeah, like
enjoying.
the rich and lavish areas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
so-
think literally they should have just Dany gets her dragons. They grow up. She releases them from that cage underneath Marine, and then she should have just rode them across, burnt everything down, just went back.
Went back and just
Like
Yeah.
just break everything.
It's
Sit on the throne. You're like, okay, this was sick. Let's go back. It was cooler over there.
yeah, it's like came, I conquered.
Yeah,
that kind of
save
thing.
us
It's
like 3
wasn't-
seasons,
wasn't
and then
that sick.
focus the story on that. Was it Dorne?
Yeah,
That place was sick.
yeah,
That
Like
was
the
pretty
sand
cool.
snakes and stuff.
yeah.
Oh, apparently they were going to do like a whole dedicated season to them, but then
Mhm.
they decided not to.
Dude, that place was actually like
Awful
kind
idea by
of
them.
cool.
Well,
yeah.
like they basically did. Like season 4 included a lot of Dorne shit.
And they had didn't they have the handicap leader too? That was foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
That it was
I
okay.
didn't even think about that.
Yeah, didn't even think of it either.
Yeah, went right over my head.
But they like I think they should have definitely delved more into that, because after that season, what was the guy's name who got his head crushed by
The Viper.
Yeah.
Prince
Sir
Oberyn.
Oberyn, yeah.
Prince Oberyn, yeah.
Oberyn.
So after his storyline, they basically just sort of like, okay, fuck Dorne, and
'Cause
they
Oberyn-
left it in the back burner.
That was Oberyn. He was sick.
That was a sick fight
Yeah, he
scene.
was
cool.
cool.
Yeah, but like everything about that dude was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Just
was
banging
awesome.
dudes one day, banging women the next day. Like
Yeah.
whoever could, like he was a sick character.
There was a lot of scenes. On a side note, there was a lot of scenes where it's like I was watching it. Like the first time I watched it through was at home, probably like, or no, because I had to watch 1 through 3, and then I remember I was watching the first episode with that, and then it was the scene where like it creeps up over the top of the castle, and you see Jaime and Cersei,
Yeah.
doing the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Doing
Having a
their
good
day.
time.
And then of course my mom decides to come in, and she's like, "So how's this new show you started?" I'm just like beep beep beep, trying to pause it or do something like
He's trying to
that.
pull his pants back up and yeah, like, Mom, look away.
Literally,
Rob got caught watching porn in the basement. I think it would
not
have been.
porn, Game of Thrones, but I guess it's almost the same thing.
Same
It's pretty
thing.
much the
To-
same
to
thing.
a certain extent.
I think it would have been really cool to see just the what's his face? What's the ice dude?
Ice
The Night
Tea.
King?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
been my second option.
The
Him win
Night
everything.
King just killing everything.
That would have been cool.
If like
and just
he-
like chilling on the throne, and like the throne just like turning.
Yeah.
his
Because there was
eyes.
a point where it would have been so sick where he is raiding wherever they are, Winterfell or wherever.
Yeah.
And if he would have just like sent in like the fake group there, and then like a quarter of his army, and then sent the rest to King's Landing, take King's Landing, sits on the throne, that would have been
That
sick.
would've been
And then
sick.
that vision she kept having with the snow,
Yeah.
even though it
That
ended
was
up being
really-
ash,
that
that
was
would have
really-
been so
that
much
was a really
better.
cool like visual moment.
Yeah,
I thought.
but like then it could have been snow, and then
Yeah.
the final fight is those two, which
Yeah.
I think would have been better.
One of the sickest scenes was just the last, or like what was it, the second to last episode where all of the, maybe the last one, whatever. All of the Dothraki just run at all the ice. You just see the fires go out.
Yeah.
He raises the dead back up and just like puts it. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, that would have been sick.
That
But
was-
like
that was
all
really
of
sick.
Westeros,
I like the dragon fight scene in that episode too.
Yeah.
And they were fighting in the
It was
air.
nuts.
That was a really good episode.
they're just chomping.
Everyone
on
was
each
like,
other
"Oh,
and
it's so
shit.
dark," but like it was middle
It
of
was
the night.
it was really fucking dark.
Yeah.
Me and Annie had to like stand on our couch and angle our TV upwards so we could actually see anything.
It was
Yeah.
still sick though.
It was
I
still
like
sick.
it.
The
Yeah.
nephew and aunt are just in like a love locked dragon
Yeah.
dance in the air.
It was the dance of dragons, as you could say.
Yeah.
The dance of death.
That episode though, that's the Battle of Winterfell, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So that episode, the only thing that confused me, and I've not been able to find an answer on, is how Arya gives Sansa a knife, like the
a knife.
that like,
A knife.
that
the
special.
fuck?
You haven't seen that meme before?
That's a meme.
That's a vine.
We'll get there later. yeah.
But so how she hands Sansa that knife, right? And it's supposed to be like the dragon
Dragon glass.
or no, it's not the dragon glass. It's the Valyrian steel.
Oh yeah.
So she gives her that. What does Arya use to kill the Night King? Because she gives away her knife. So what knife does she use?
Maybe she just gets it back.
Oh, she has a
Her
couple.
backup.
No, Arya, she probably has like 7 knives on her at all
Yeah.
times, so like I'm sure there's
I
some
mean,
sort of plot
what,
armor.
What pissed me off about that is just the plot. How Jon Snow's about to just get fucking demolished by a dragon.
Yeah.
Everybody else is about to die.
That's when he should have died.
But everybody else is about to die, and then it just so happens, that
there
they
was
kill him right there.
The plot armor was so thick though. When they did the pan over of all of Winterfell, and it's just like the 7 people, the important characters, and they're just on piles of body, just like swinging. I'm like, you would be so overrun in like 5
You'd be
seconds.
too tired.
Yeah.
Not me, man.
That
That
was
was sick,
definitely
though.
for the theatrics.
Yeah.
Hey, but who cares, man? I love Jon Snow. They
Fuck Jon Snow.
Why'd they have to kill what's Beric Dondarrion or whatever his
Sir
name? Why'd they
Beric.
have to kill that man?
Oh, man.
I was pissed.
Or
Oh,
Jorah.
the-
Eye patch dude.
Yeah.
That came
The
back
guy
up
who
or
came
came-
back, dude. Those him and his buddy were the funniest fucking people.
That's another one. Why couldn't we just follow those guys around?
Yeah, dude, and the
That was
Hound
sick.
too. When the Hound was traveling with them like a few times throughout the series, it was like these guys are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I think the one guy's like, "Oh, I'm just a drunk priest who says all the right words." And I was like,
The other guy's like preaching like scripture, and the drunk guy's the one who's bringing the other guy
Yeah.
back. Like, and his sword was sick. You just go, it would light up.
yeah,
like,
just like, oh, I just touched the thing, but you know,
And I know
imagine the sword lighting on fire.
I know Jorah was destined to die saving Daenerys,
yeah.
but he deserved so much better.
Yeah,
You know what should have happened to him? He should have turned into one of those like swamp monsters, just fully because he had that disease, right? Just
Yeah.
fully
he's
scaled.
like, he's like, just control me and contain me
But,
until
like,
the time being.
Because like maybe he had like whatever his thing was, like he could somehow still stay mentally fit, but then
Yeah.
had the disease. That would have been sick.
Yeah,
he could have
just
been like the thing,
thing,
running
yeah.
around.
Would he be invincible at that
No.
point? Because they're like
No.
made of rocks, right? So how
I
would the
guess-
undead?
Well, yeah,
Kinda.
but like they cut it off him.
Yeah, they'd strap
Oh,
him
that
down
was
and
a
then
disgusting
slowly
scene.
pick each one off.
Well,
That
that's
was
because
a
they would cut from
disgusting scene.
below and bring it off.
Yeah,
But
That
like
was-
if you were
you gotta get the
actually
knife in there
covered,
we
somehow.
can't talk about that part. Man.
Yeah,
My
it was
stomach
gross.
hurt. Do you guys have any distinct favorite episodes? I have 2 that are my favorites by a mile. Then there's the rest of the episodes.
Not really.
Oh man,
Any battle
One
scene.
throwing me for a loop there.
That
One of my
one-
favorites is all of season 5, how they don't talk about Bran at all.
And then
And then like episode 10, all of a sudden he's just like matured 10 years, and
He's
he's like,
he's just
I'm
like,
"Hey,
some
hey, guys."
he's an all-seeing master with he went through puberty in like 2 weeks.
yeah.
I'm like, so we just went from like him being a little child to all of a sudden the seer of everything. Like, all right.
One sick one too is when that battle scene where John and his group lose and they're surrounded and they're just getting squeezed.
Oh, Battle of the Bastards. Yeah.
And then the Knights of the Vale come and just fuck everybody up
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
But
That's actually the scene I said that John should have died in. I don't think he should have survived the Battle of the Bastards.
Oh,
kind
dude,
of,
that
like,
was my
he was
favorite.
close though.
That's my favorite episode, and then my next favorite, really close, is Hard Home. That's the one where there's like some wildlings left at this one little village, and then
Oh, yeah.
Jon Snow goes back with like 20 dudes to go get them.
Yeah.
And then as they go, they're there to rescue them.
They get-
There's like an
they get
avalanche of White Walkers coming down, and there's the gate, and they have to slam the gate and leave people out there. And then it goes quiet, and all of a sudden they start poking through the gate, and then they
The
knock
best
it
thing
over.
is that's the one because it's like, and then they get in the boat, right?
Yeah, they're on the
But-
boat, and then at the end, the Night King like looks at them as they're going away from the boat, going like this.
Yeah.
Well, you can't see what I'm doing.
And they all come up.
doing
But the
that
best thing
but-
ever is that lady that's like tending to all the children.
Oh yeah.
And then like the boat's going to leave and she like looks back. She's like, can't leave the children.
Yeah.
And then the children all just destroy the
Yeah.
lady. I'm like, hey, let's go.
it's like she spends the whole episode helping all these kids, and then she ultimately dies, which
the
is
kids
zombie
all
children.
fuck her up. Yeah.
the best part's when they're rowing away and the Night King comes up and they're just rowing. It keeps going back and forth between them for like
Yeah.
3 minutes, and when it pans out, they're only like 5 feet away.
Yeah.
You could just reach over and,
And then
grab
like
them.
a season later, all of a sudden, Night King learns javelin.
Yeah.
And he can take it well, use the javelin right there. That boat's going down.
Yeah,
You got
literally.
the level 10.
Yeah, he leveled up his freaking javelin ability so he can spear a dragon. He couldn't spear
sniped that dragon,
He
man.
couldn't spear a boat crawling across the water.
Yeah.
Could spear a dragon out of the air.
It's like that Fast and Furious movie where like the actual runway for the one scene would have had to have been like 100 miles long.
'cause it goes
everything
for
that was
so long.
happening. Yeah.
Man, I know it's such a classic, but the Red Wedding was just such
Yeah.
a
Oh
good
yeah.
episode.
That was a slap in the face.
That
But see,
was-
that's
man.
first season. Like that is literally like
It's like
it's not
third
first season, but
season
it's
or
like the
fifth
shock though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like the mo-
No
that's-
one saw it coming.
Yeah.
Well, you could have, but
That episode still caught us off guard because, like how I said, we were watching it all in one piece.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was the Red Wedding. I was
Really?
like, oh, I think the Red Wedding is going to be like when Joffrey dies. And
Yeah.
we're watching, like, why is the music getting all eerie?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
This is not
It was a
good.
really
but even
fucked
Red Wedding,
episode.
you think because like you're setting up maybe their marriage, like whatever his face, like
Rob.
the king, Rob and his
Yeah.
whatever the lady, you think, oh, maybe it's their marriage, and you realize, oh, everybody's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy
As
shit.
soon
They
as-
killed off everybody. Every main character they were following at the time, they pretty much killed off.
As soon as
Yeah.
the door was closed, you're just like, your gut is like, oh fuck, someone's dying here, and it's gonna be someone that I don't want to
But
die.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
one
her
thing I
getting
looked
stabbed in
up,
the gut.
Yeah.
since we're talking about that, is something I heard about or looked up online is the differences between the book and the show. That apparently is a huge difference in the book. Rob's wife. Apparently, the girl that he marries is
She's
a girl.
not a bombshell in the book.
No, she's from Winterfell.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh,
And
really?
it's something like she's the same girl that Ramsay Snow tortures or something.
Ooh.
Oh.
And like instead of Sansa being tortured by Ramsay, it's like
Huh.
this other girl. I don't know if I'm mixing up two girls, but
Yeah.
I know for sure that the girl that Rob marries is from Winterfell, and I think she survives the Red Wedding, and then she goes back to Winterfell or something, and then
I
gets
gotta
tortured
read
by
the
Ram-
books, man.
Ramsay.
I think I would have liked the books a lot.
Yeah, it'd be
Mhm.
fun. You just gotta learn to read first. So
Yeah.
Fuck.
I know 7 words so far. The and what
Hi, how are
up
ya?
down high.
Doesn't know Game of Thrones though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think another this may be controversial, but what's
Ooh.
his face? Joffrey's little brother, Tommen.
Tommen, yeah.
Yeah, him jumping out the window.
Funniest scene in the entire.
Yeah. It's
really funny.
I love
He's just
that
kind of
scene.
looking, staring blank, and like, wasn't Cersei there? Like,
No,
it was just him
it
at
was
the
just
window.
the
No, it
mountain.
was-
The mountain was guarding the door for
Oh,
him
yeah.
to get out,
It
and then,
kinda
and then the
looks up-
mountain leaves, and then all you hear is like it just. I love how it just stays on the
window, yeah.
All you hear is like footstep, footstep, footstep. Takes the crown off. Don't footstep, footstep, footstep. Just jumps out the window.
I told Annie that was happening as well. I was like, he's jumping out the window. She's like, nah, he's just gonna go to bed or something like.
He's just gonna go to bed.
Oh, he's gonna go to bed, all right.
Or
just-
just also reminds me that's actually my favorite episode because that episode has like no talking for the
Season
first 15
6,
minutes.
episode
And the-
something.
Eight.
or
Eight,
when
yeah.
they chase that dude into the cellars, they light the
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
and
That's
then
so cool.
they go back up to wherever like Cersei stands,
Yeah.
and you just watch the set just blow up,
Explode,
and then you're
yeah.
thinking like, well, again, all the characters we've been following for the last season
Are in there.
are in that building.
Lady Marjorie, all the Tyrells.
Rest in peace, Leader Marjorie.
Yeah, most beautiful
Yeah.
character on the show.
She was a
Mhm.
mute and a half.
Her, I think it's a tie
Would bang.
between her and
Oh, Christian.
what's in Rob Stark's wife's name? Leon? No, not
I
Leon. That's his
remember she
mom's
died.
name.
She died too young.
Yeah, far too young. Hashtag RIP.
Yeah.
I'm doing the hashtag sign.
He is.
Slaps Mike.
Mm.
I'd say Rob's wife was probably hotter
Yeah, I think she definitely that once. You know what scene I'm talking about when she's like
when she
when,
just strips down naked.
when Rob Stark's
Yeah,
trying to
like,
plan,
wait a second.
and like Rob's like trying to plan. He looks over. He's like, I can't get my military blah 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 with you looking like that. And she's like, well, maybe you shouldn't be trying to do military stuff.
You're like, oh Jesus.
And I know
and then
she
she
is,
shakes her butt. She's like,
I've-
attack, attack, attack.
I've seen this porno before.
I starred in this porno
Yeah,
It's like,
before.
wait, I swear I just watched this last night.
Classic.
Fucking hell.
I do think that's one thing that they started losing though towards the end is they
Sex
stopped.
appeal.
Not the sex appeal. I was talking about the like just huge amounts of characters dying off.
Yeah.
They started just saving all of them.
Man.
I think it's 'cause
what's
they're
your
like,
go ahead.
no, what were you
I
gonna
was gonna
say?
say, what's your least favorite like thing that happened in the whole thing?
Hold on, quickly before that, can we just talk about how Daenerys got uglier and uglier with each season?
She got better looking,
Nah, she
man.
didn't.
No,
You're an
she
No,
got.
she's
she got
beautiful.
better looking.
Man,
Dude,
she looked so beat in the last couple
No,
episodes.
cares?
man.
No.
Still beautiful.
No way. She was
Emily
so
Clark
pretty.
is-
She's really, but like, without
Alright,
her
I'll
blonde
stick to
hair,
myself on
without her
this
blonde
one.
hair, I would agree with Drew's take. But with her blonde hair,
Nah.
Yeah, she does not look good with brown hair.
mm-mm.
What the hell?
Wait,
Drew's
what was your
on some
question,
shit.
Shane?
What was your least favorite part of the whole thing?
Like,
I have mine for sure. Should I? I'll start.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
start.
How the fuck does Samuel Town? How does he survive?
Oh yeah,
He should have been dead 100 fucking times. He's just laying there getting attacked, and he somehow just gets up and he's fine.
Yeah.
No, I hate him. He should have died. His dad should have killed
hate
him.
him.
Yeah,
His dad should have killed
dad's
him
like,
off.
you bring this wildling bleep into my house.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
He should have
Kill him
killed him
off
right
right
there.
Yeah,
He was, he was food for a fortnight. They were stringing him along.
Yeah.
What a shitty
Yeah.
character.
So I guess I have two then.
I just hate him.
The first part, well, I liked it and I hated it. Like I liked it because it was like interesting. I hated it because I was so uncomfortable. The whole Craster's Keep part of like season.
That was pretty creepy.
It was really
Which one's
fucked.
this?
That's the old dude who lives in the north by himself and like
Hey.
just keeps knocking
Oh,
up
I
all
like
his
that
daughters.
dude.
Oh,
he was
yeah,
fucked,
yeah.
man.
He's
Like,
fuck true.
Wait, no, he was
I
like.
like that too. He's living my ideal
Dude's a
life.
legend.
God,
Dude's
I
a
can't
legend
say
in the head.
anything after that.
Yeah.
he was fucked, but like I hated it because whenever that there was a scene at that I just got so grossed out. But I liked it because like John comes in.
You liked
turns
it
them
too.
on.
No, I liked it at the end when John comes in with all like the other Night's Watch and just slaughters everyone there. Then there's that scene when like it's him versus that guy at the end with the 2 quick knives.
Was it? Yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh.
talking about?
Yeah.
And then just puts a sword to the back of his like head as he's about the other guys, and like, all you see is
Wasn't there a purpose to
Awesome.
that? Like, weren't they giving babies to?
yeah, they were giving babies to
So
the
like,
Night
as
King.
soon as the Night King got angry, he didn't get his babies anymore. He raids everyone.
Yeah.
So that was the turning point right there.
Yeah,
He didn't
well-
get his babies, and he attacked.
The other
Not
good
at
one
all.
was Arya feeding that one whatever the family
Oh,
the cake of their dad or whatever.
Yeah. No, the
Oh,
sons.
yeah.
He cooked
Yeah.
the Walder Frey.
Yeah,
She cooked
yeah.
the sons into a pie.
Yeah,
That
and
was
then fed it
fucked.
to them.
That was sick too. That was a sick
That was
scene.
pretty great.
But my other least favorite part is Sam's girlfriend, Gilly. Whenever she was on
Gilly.
camera, I
Gilly.
was like, "Stop talking! Like, just stop! You're not offering." Sam, the baby's cold. No
Shut
shit.
up. No,
Just
you-
like we don't need you in
Sam,
this scene
Winter's
right
here.
now.
He's freezing his
The
ass
baby
off.
needs some food. I haven't eaten in a month. No shit, the baby needs food. Jesus.
Nothing to add, just like an annoying voice, annoying character.
And the funny thing is half the cast, like the background cast, I'm pretty sure she was half the characters as well.
yeah.
So-
Just, like, just was a very generic looking person. Just like,
Yeah.
it was very like the way she talked. I guess she had to sound dumb because of who she was playing. Some girl that was rescued from a
Who was
fuck like
inbred.
Craster. Yeah, but like
My
hated that.
My least favorite part was the whole Arya and No Face.
Oh, yeah,
that was
that-
the stupidest thing. in
strange.
the
It
world.
was like it almost felt like
I
filler.
don't get how it works.
It
Yeah.
100% was filler because like she didn't even use it in the end.
Yeah.
She used it for
well, she
Water
used
Frey,
it.
and that's
She
it.
used
Yeah.
it to
Yeah.
shadow step.
and they
Shane just did like the perfect shimmy.
But she used it to shadow step. She did because they didn't even hear it coming.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
sing.
and
Yeah.
it's
Well,
like
actually, wait. I guess he did hear it coming.
well, it's like
Yeah.
if you invest like 7 episodes to have a section of that, like
Mhm.
they could have used that face thing so many more times as opposed to just like once or twice with Walder Frey.
The one thing I hated about I liked that part of the story. I hated
Really?
that fucking dude chick. Whatever.
Lady Brienne.
No.
no. The chick at the No Face
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
The
Oh,
one
yeah,
that
she
was
was
like
annoying.
fully.
Oh,
Just
fuck,
kept beating
I
the shit
hated
out of
her.
Arya. I'm like,
So
like get
annoying.
off her ass.
That's
Like,
great.
fuck, you're so
That's my girl
annoying.
Arya.
Just took like
come
a
on.
broomstick and beat her
Yeah,
ass.
literally, she's like beating Arya's blind, like wearing like a like
Still getting beat.
rags.
Dude, no, Brienne was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brienne was
Brienne was
pretty
sick.
cool.
Oh, did you see her dressed up at the Emmys?
Was
I
she the
did.
one who wore the medieval stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah, she had literally the worst outfit there.
but she looked like Jesus.
I
No,
didn't.
she
I don't
had
watch
the-
it.
I'll pull it
Pull it
up.
up.
She had the worst outfit there. Like, there's all these like beautiful dresses and stuff, and then this lady just kind of
She shows up wearing her armar from the show.
exactly. It's not. It's
How
not a good
awkward
look.
was that Jamie and her sex scene in the final
Oh, it was
season?
great.
That was fucked up.
It was good.
Yeah, it was kind
I
of.
Man.
couldn't believe what I was watching, man. I was like, this is.
I really liked Jamie up until he just fucking dipped after that.
Yeah,
He's
I
like,
like,
What a
Jamie-
legend.
They
I like
just
Jamie,
like smash
actually.
and then just dip on a horse,
yeah. I don't know.
ride off into the sunset by yourself.
I liked Jamie a lot until that.
I
final
can't see your
season.
mic's in the way.
I'm trying. What do you know? What her actual name is?
Brienne of Toth.
And then just look.
Yeah, her actual name is Brienne of Tarth.
Gwendolyn.
Yeah, look at.
Oh,
Oh, my
what the fuck is
God,
that?
so bad.
Oh my god.
Can they see it?
Yeah, they can.
She's trying to be like Pope Francis.
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah.
Hold on. How
You should have stayed
how is
home,
Trudeau's
lady.
thing like nah, but that's fine.
What do you mean? That's medieval.
She's dressed up as the Pope. That's so
Dude,
offensive.
she literally. She's like, oh shit, I forgot to get a dress. She like looks around. Oh, the
Oh,
curtains.
shit.
curtains around her.
Curtains
Like-
and a staple gun.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Game of Thrones sets on her way to the Emmys. Oh, just
Yeah.
pick something up from there.
yeah.
See, you guys say it was ugly. Twitter was blowing up about how much they loved it. It was like the number one
shit.
trending on Twitter.
That's
and people
why
were just-
nobody uses Twitter anymore.
I use Twitter,
Et
but
said
that-
she was the
that
worst
annoys me.
dressed.
Yeah, Entertainment Tonight.
Oh,
We gave her an outfit 4 high heels out of 10. That's awful.
Not good. Not good.
Jesus, I bet one was broken too.
Yeah.
Aw.
After the end of that, night.
True.
4 broken high heels out of 10.
Oh no.
One broken. Oh.
One sprained ankle.
True.
Oh no.
Hey, that's a good segue, Christian. You should tell everyone how.
I've already talked about it in like
Yeah.
5 different videos. Although my foot is getting a little purplish.
Yeah,
I really
it's
need
like
to,
it's
like-
it's like
Wait, you
hella
keep it
swollen. It's
elevated?
like twice
Have
its
you-
size.
Have you brown faced your foot? What the? Oh my god!
Varsity
Expose
gaming
him.
You should just keep
Exposed.
put it up
Expose 'em.
on the thing of
I'll
Shane's
put it on
chair.
Shane's thigh.
Man, just
Yeah.
wrap some ice in it.
Yeah.
Nah, you'll probably give him diseases if you have to go near him with it.
Mhm.
But I guess basic summary in case people haven't watched the video that it was in is that me and Shane were rock climbing. We were doing an overhang one. I finally managed to reach towards the end. Was reaching for the last rock. It's about 15 feet up, and then I grabbed it with both my hands, but my feet just let go, and I fell 15 feet right onto my left ankle and sprained it.
Ouch.
Rest in
But that
peace,
happened
folks.
on Friday. Saturday, I went to get checked out. They said it was just a sprain. And then today's Monday, and I can put a lot of weight on it, but not too
And
much.
you're pregnant, right?
Yeah. I'm with 3 children,
Triplets.
Oh.
which is making it
Shane,
very
you
hard
and
to
Rob.
walk.
Junior.
Shane Jr., Rob Jr., Jew Jr.
Rob,
What?
would you feel honored if I had a son and named it Rob,
Yeah.
but named it Rob Jr.?
Well, I mean, then that would imply someone else in your bloodline hasn't been named Rob at some point.
No, because I want you to be like the father.
We're blood
What
brothers.
if he
So what
called
am
it
I, like-
Robert?
So is this like a reverse, like, what do you call it again? When like someone else has like, you take
Surrogate?
yeah, so is this like a reverse surrogate where you still have
Kinda
the kid,
seems
but just
like
give
it.
it to me anyway?
Yeah, it kind of seems like it.
I mean,
Well,
I'm not-
how are you gonna have it anyway? You kind of got to consent someone else here.
Rob will carry it.
Ah, true. You
yeah,
got the
I'll
no
find a
bags.
way to birth it.
Yeah.
I've taken bigger shits than that.
Oh yeah, I was telling Annie about that.
But my shits?
The shit that you posted in the Discord, and it's still in the memes
It's still
channel.
there?
Yeah, it's still pinned. I'm not gonna pull
Wait,
it up. 'cause
what?
There's
Okay,
a picture
so
of
why-
my...
Hold up for us.
Okay, so one time
It was a big
Rob
log.
went to the we were in the middle of stream or something. He's like, I gotta go take a shit or
Yeah.
something, and he was gone for like 5 minutes. Came back. He's like, I just took the biggest shit of my life. Took a photo of it and then posted it on. He wanted to post it on Discord, but I was like, don't put it in the general chat because that's disgusting. So he put it in the memes channel.
Oh, Rob.
If you want to see it's in the memes chat. Oh my
Dude,
god.
like, it
He
was...
just like posted a picture of his dookie.
Oh yeah, dude, we were mid game and like it was prairie dogging. Like every time I like readjusted, I thought it was gonna just pop out. So I was like, you know what?
Throw
I'm
it
just
that thing's got legs and
Yeah.
that thing's got a whole family waiting.
Dude,
Like,
Got a
it
little
was
turtle
wide.
poking out.
Let me tell you,
Jeez.
it was not. It fought me. It was like reeling in a 20-pound bass.
Rob's like shark fishing with the toilet.
Yeah, literally, it's what
Jeez.
it felt like that day.
Yeah, and then I know a lot of people went because they weren't sure what we were talking about. So a few people went to Discord. They're like, "What the fuck?" Especially because it's a pinned message and it's the first one. In the
Yeah,
memes
it was
channel.
rough. I don't
That's
know.
nasty.
It's always the worst when you're like on like playing Siege, whether on stream or not, and it's just like you feel like a big bathroom break coming on, but it's just like one of those ones that's gonna like interrupt your whole session. You know what I mean?
it's
Like
gonna ruin
I have
your
like
whole life.
20-minute bathroom breaks sometimes, man. I'm not even
Man,
kidding.
Oh, me too. But the worst
Okay,
is
but
when
you
you're
have
like,
IBS or
no,
something.
nah.
Or
Who
just-
knows?
Your
Probably
insides,
like-
your insides hate you.
My insides are fucked.
Didn't
Yeah.
you say the doctors couldn't even figure it out?
Yeah, they have no idea what's going
They were
on.
like,
That's scary.
He's not from this
Rip.
planet.
That'd be like if I went to go get my ankle checked out. They're like, yeah, we're not sure what's
Sir,
wrong
that-
with it.
well, I mean, that's basically
that's a
what they
risk.
told you. They're like, yeah, 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You can kind of walk on it. Give it a week.
Mm.
You're still
Um,
broken in 2 weeks. Yeah, maybe come back.
It
No,
does.
man. The worst is when you're like you're drinking coffee in the morning and you
Oh,
kind of got to
man.
go to the bathroom because you're drinking coffee, but you're like you've got like half of your bagel left, and it's like, do I just shove the bagel down as
Yeah.
fast as I can?
You
It's
just
Or do
sit,
I like?
sit on the toilet with your coffee and bagel.
Oh no, dude, that's gross.
then
It's
eat
just
and
like
drink while you
it's
shit.
just
Oh,
automatic
yeah.
cyclation. That's not a word, but it is.
Every
now.
time I take a bite, a little nugget falls out.
Yeah. You're slowly pushing more out by putting
Yeah.
more in.
What comes in must come out.
Exactly.
Oh, and then Drew's gonna be like, "Oh, but what if more comes out than goes in?"
Yeah.
Newton's
Man,
law.
you
Twist
guys
the
had no
question.
idea what you're talking
Schrodinger's
about.
cat.
Even Annie agreed when she listened to it. She said that you were saying the exact same thing Shane was
No,
saying,
no,
but
it
in
was
reverse
different.
order.
What?
Okay.
Schrodinger's cat.
It's all about where the excess is stored.
What, piss?
No.
Remember when we were talking about the sauna, and then Shane was just like, "I wonder if you could like lose more liquid in your body than you could intake." And then Drew's like, "What if you could intake as much as you're losing, or something?" Like, just
It was
twisting
the
the
opposite.
question,
It was the
doing the
opposite,
exact same question.
I was like, could you sit there and drink water as fast as you're losing? And-
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then Drew's like, "Could you lose as fast as you're intaking?" That's the exact same question.
No, but
This is when I wish
oh
there was
my
the camera
God.
because he's over here just like, are you guys
Drew's like,
fucking kidding me?
Are you guys kidding me? Like,
None
I'm
of
here.
you
You guys
get
are
it.
here.
Oh, which before you try to explain, we should talk about that because people have been asking since week 1 for camera. What we're gonna do is we're gonna wait till episode 10, and then we're gonna
Bitches.
evaluate. That's in like 6 weeks. Wait, did you say bitches or?
bitches.
Oh,
yeah.
I think you said witches.
Nah, fuck you
Um,
guys. Wait.
But at like episode 10, we're gonna evaluate. So it'll be like in 6 weeks, we'll see how the podcast is doing, if it's worth investing, because if we're gonna do it, we're probably gonna have to make like a whole set.
Yeah.
The current plan is we're gonna take Annie's office and we're just gonna throw her shit out. And she's not gonna have an office anymore.
We're gonna burn it.
And
Actually.
Take it to the we can go like Toronto, just start whipping it off the balcony.
But what I want to do is get like a big circle desk, put it in the middle of that room, have like a dedicated computer and camera setup, and then the entire wall will all be like those sound padding
I want this to
panels.
happen because this will inevitably lead to some sort of board game setup.
100%. That would
What?
be that would be
That's
the other side.
that's
We've been talking about
exactly-
that for a long time.
It's been the dream for
That
years.
is exactly the
Hold on,
mental
what?
image I had of it. Was like a circle table with like
Yeah.
mics.
The dream
around
for
it.
years is to do some sort of like board game something.
But
So we could record us
On-
playing.
Oh.
and like make videos out of it and streams. But
Yeah.
the only
True
issue
dig.
with that is that it's incredibly hard for us to do a lot of board games without having like 10 cameras.
The
Because
thing-
like how do you do Settlers?
The
with
best
everyone's
Yeah,
the
hands?
best
yeah.
thing
You
ever.
do like hand cams and shit.
Exactly.
The best thing ever is when we were playing Clank, and we're streaming it on Christian's phone in Boston.
Yeah.
And like, there's just the people are watching, people are talking, we're just chatting with people, and one guy's like, "Hey guys, Drew just cheated." And then it goes on for a bit. Guys, Drew cheated, and some guy calls out Drew because he actually cheated.
And keep in mind-
this guy caught him.
Keep in mind, Rob, I'm like holding my phone. I'm like trying to
And
like
playing.
look at our faces. Like
Yeah.
I'm missing half the action because my phone's like pointed at the table, looking
Yeah.
the wrong way.
Some
And this dude
guy-
and this
still
guy
managed to
knows.
track it down.
Some
Yeah.
guy's
And he
like,
just like
Maybe he was just guessing.
no, he's
No,
like,
no, he
he's
nailed
like
it.
Drew took an extra green or something. We're like, how the fuck did you see that?
Man, I wasn't even trying
Maybe he
to
was
cheat.
in-
It was the first time we'd played it too, and this guy just like knew all the
He knew.
rules.
Maybe he was in the restaurant with you guys and was like just putting in the chat because he was
He's
want to
like
come talk to
secretly
you.
beside us.
it was amazing.
Rip Rob getting that computer. It's now the stream computer.
No, I'm just gonna steal it.
I'd probably just get a different one. I need like it's like a $500 PC. I'd need. It's not
You
much.
can just take mine. We'll
'Cause-
trade.
You don't. You don't
Just
need
need
like
this
a.
one.
You don't need a graphics card or anything. You just need a CPU in it.
You get the Intel graphics. Let's go.
Integrated graphics for the win.
Mm-hmm.
So here's an idea. We'll just trade computers, and then I'll take this one.
Your computer is like 10 years old.
Yeah.
That's all you need. You just
Yeah,
set it
you just
yourself.
need the case. You can
I'd
get rid
rather
of
a
other
new
stuff.
CPU that can actually handle streaming.
Well,
When
just buy one and put it in, man.
When are you gonna put in a When are you gonna put in a Linus Tech Tip server?
What's that?
He's just a YouTuber, and he
Oh,
goes
Linus
and
Tech Tips. Yeah, I know.
No,
what
but
that
like,
is.
what do you mean the server?
Like he goes he does a segment on his YouTube where he goes around to different content creators and installs like a server to store all of their content on.
Oh,
Like he does like 2 terabyte server
2 terabyte?
storage servers.
That's
yeah.
like nothing.
Or
Resident
not,
Sleeper.
maybe he did a pet. I don't know. Fuck it.
2 petabytes?
Go watch the video.
Mocha TOS.
I know the only big thing I've ever heard from Linus is that it was a big deal that they set up in his like studio or whatever. All the people working there, they had gigabit or 10 gigabit LAN, so they could transfer files between each computer at 10 gigabits per second.
Why is that even necessary? Like,
Because they're recording in like 8K resolution.
oh,
Yeah,
so it
and
is
like-
actually necessary.
And they're like, okay, we need this file from this computer, which normally if you were to transfer like say a 1 hour file, that's 8K, that's going to be like 2.5 terabytes.
oh, okay.
He made
So
it-
necessary.
Then you transfer that over on a different computer. You could transfer it with the 10 gig LAN like in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whereas normally you'd have to put it on a hard drive. It'd take like 2 hours to put it on another computer.
He made a $60,000 PC for like 7 of his editors to use at once to edit videos in 8K.
That's fucked.
It was
What
so
the
fucking
fuck?
cool.
It basically just, I'm assuming, just be a huge case with like 8 different PCs inside of it.
Yeah,
this
I
dude
think
just literally
essentially,
made
yeah.
a supercomputer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And he got like all of the shit donated. He had like I don't even know, thousands of dollars like per graphics card in there.
mhm.
Like just
Fuck.
insane shit.
Was it actually, well, was it sponsored or was it donated?
I think some of it was donated,
Okay.
but
Because
they're like mention it in your video.
Videos like
Oh.
that are always sponsored.
But like
somehow.
he gets so
You
much
have to.
stuff from
Yeah.
Microsoft. Like he's like the tech channel on YouTube, so he gets like all this free stuff from
Yeah.
Microsoft. He gets like you got to go and do an ASUS laboratory, like their research and development laboratory that like nobody was allowed to go into unless
That's
you're an
pretty
employee
cool.
before then.
I like his videos. He makes interesting stuff. Him
He's
and
good shit.
I watch a guy called Tech Source too. It's
Never
pretty
watched any
interesting.
of them.
no, me neither.
I have a very random thought that came into my head while we were talking
Love
about internet. It's just very out of left field. How do telephones work? Like,
What?
like when you call someone, like, did you guys have never sat and thought about this?
Okay.
I get
Like-
it now.
Do you want like the basic summary?
Yes.
I just want to understand it. I don't understand how I can call you and my voice is transferred like
Okay.
like somehow.
So phone calls nowadays are VoIP, voice over internet protocol. They're not by cell towers.
Okay.
unless you have no data, in which case you do that, and that's when you hear how shitty it is. And you're like,
So
I
like,
can't
is my
understand
voice
you.
being like live?
But then why do they put
tra-
cell towers in at like Muskoka Lakes and shit?
Probably
Well,
for like
they-
those GPSs and shit, I would imagine.
And also
Or
just
are
so
they
you
just
have signal.
Data towers.
Yeah.
Well, data is satellite.
How does satellite not get in the middle of the forest? That might be stupid.
As far as I'm
There's
aware,
probably
satellite
telling
can
people
only...
to smacking their
Like,
heads
does the
off
satellite
with
they
keyboards
like?
right now.
So someone like looks down a map and he like just traces where people live, and he's like, the satellite can only work in this zone, and then once you're out, it just doesn't like.
It basically like I'm
Are they
I'm
just, like,
assuming they probably have multiple
amplifiers?
satellites for
Or is
each
it like
area.
so a phone satellite? Because people can get satellite phones that can call in those areas.
Yeah.
So maybe like the phone signal isn't good. It's just focused on cities or something. Or
Basically, like no
different
matter
bandwidth.
what, it's always possible to get signal because you always have to be able to call 911. Like no matter where you are, you have signal.
really,
it would be
then how
like-
come I always
Can-
have no
but-
service?
let me
but
test this theory.
If you click emergency call,
Your
it should work
provider
everywhere.
is not going to give you service everywhere. They're only going to give you whatever
They're
they
gonna
pay
throttle
for.
it. But if you
Oh.
So
press
like
911,
911, if you need to call 911, it'll take whatever signal it can find and use it.
Mm.
So like it
Okay.
doesn't
Let's
matter
try
if
it.
it's
So
your
all of a sudden, so all of a sudden, like you're
like
like
Christian's
I'm
apartment.
turning my cellular data off and just calling.
you're in like up in like
Yukon
Antarctica,
territories.
yeah, with like the natives, and like you're like, oh, 911, someone's dying, and like you see the smoke signals like morphing into your phone, like going off in the distance,
Your
and
phone
then the
is just, like,
helicopter comes out
Your
of nowhere.
phone shoots a beam up to the sky. It's just like fuck. There's like 7 helicopters just pull up out of nowhere.
Yeah. Whoa, it worked.
Yeah,
She was
for real.
right.
but basically anywhere you can get signal. It's just a matter of your cell phone provider actually allowing you to access it.
But back
Just
to the
imagine-
actual like transferring of data. Like, is my when I like, say I'm saying hi, is me saying hi then transferred into like some sort of MP3 format and then broadcasted?
So
Like
basically,
in a second.
yeah.
for the
Yeah.
most part, when you're doing anything on your phone with data, it's just super compressed. So like you
Like a
will,
zip file type thing
Sure.
for layman's
Okay,
terms.
Do you guys
just like to the ceiling. He's like,
do you guys
fuck.
want like a very basic understanding of how compression works?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. So compression
Squeeze
works
your hands together.
is that
Mhm.
it essentially wants
You
to
make diamond now.
take things that appear often and compress it into smaller pieces of information. So let's say you have an essay, right? And you say the word
Hola,
hello
essay.
I would never have an essay.
50 times.
Hmm.
It has to save each one of those characters.
Yeah.
So instead of hello, when it's compressing it, it'll just change that to the letter A. So then every single time it has that letter A on its own, it converts it into hello
so
when
it's
it
like,
uncompresses
it's like
it.
setting a variable when you're writing code.
Yeah.
Almost.
So
Okay.
basically, you're taking like 5 letters and changing it into one, and it keeps doing that for a lot of different things. Numbers, especially when you're transferring data, it's all just bits. So they just compress the bits,
Mhm.
and they're like, okay, if you have like a string of 10 whatever in a row, compress that into one different symbol.
It's like binary. It's like zeros and ones.
Basically,
Okay.
so it's just super compressed. So when
Mhm.
you're making a call, it's just sending compressed data over to you, which is why sometimes you can notice that like you might not hear everything perfectly is
Mhm.
because when it's uncompressing, sometimes it won't uncompress properly, or when you're calling, it won't send all the data properly. Like some packet loss will happen where data just doesn't make it. So that's why you can notice like when your connection's a little unstable, things turn wonky, it's packet loss.
Okay.
How does it keep all the tones though? Like does it just convert all of the like waves to
Oh,
data?
for your voice?
Yeah. Like how do I know
Um,
I'm talking to you?
What? Can you say that
What do you-
again?
Like how do I know? Well, like obviously I know I'm talking to you,
Okay.
but like how does it? How would it differ from talking to you and talking to Shane?
It would
and
probably do
me
that.
being
It
able
would
to
probably
tell
do
the
that before, right?
difference?
Before it
you're
starts sending
asking
shit.
how does the internet know who you're talking to?
No.
No, how
What?
does it know? Like, how does
Yeah,
it make my
fucking-
voice my voice?
Oh, it just captures it. Like that's just how microphones work.
Yeah,
Like,
but
they
if it compresses it all
It's just
down
how
to
microphones
variables
work.
and they're like
Oh.
preset variables, how does it
Well, there's
replay
a
them
reason-
back with certain tones?
I think
There's
I
a
think
reason
we'll get lost in the
why-
mud on this if you spend too much time here.
they compress like the frequencies
love
and the
it.
sounds. For
Yeah,
a lot
okay.
of like sound can be compressed a shit ton.
Really?
Yeah, like it's ridiculous how much sound can be compressed. Because you can get like I'm pretty sure this file for the podcast will probably be like maybe 100 megs, and I could probably compress it down to like 1 meg if I kept compressing. It starts sounding like shit,
The future is here.
but you can keep compressing it because wavelengths are very easy to compress.
Odds you compress it down to a kilobyte?
No.
Have you guys ever seen like back in the day how like the telephone like you'd have to go to like a switchboard
Yeah.
and there's that like someone there just like working all these like pins? How'd that work? Explain that.
Getting-
My
So
No,
it
that's
was
like-
basi-
I
that
think
was
I-
literally just direct cable.
So like you literally had to hook a line to a line.
yeah.
So you would call the operator and they'd be like, okay, like you tell them who you want to go to, and they would literally put a live connection between your phone and their phone.
What the fuck?
Fucked
That's
up.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Man, both my parents have computer science degrees, and literally when my mom, like in school, the computer science she was learning was all like binary, like putting the cards in and everything
Fuck
like
that.
that.
Did she learn like assembly and stuff?
Yeah, well, I don't know, whatever. That was like invented when she was in school.
Unlucky.
I don't know much about that, so like I'm not
Wanna
gonna
hear a funny
embarrass
joke?
myself. But
Okay.
Rating my ex-girlfriends is like reading binary, just a bunch of ones and zeros.
didn't you say she watches this?
Probably.
Wasn't it like so it's like 1-0, maybe a 10 in there? Good for you, man.
I guess if you were to look at it as a 10 as opposed to a 1 then a 0,
got
there
you.
you go.
Got
Depends
you.
where you put the commas.
Yeah. You're welcome.
wait.
Rob's like, wait a sec, yeah.
Rob's
Yeah.
bank account update.
Oh, okay.
yeah, let's hear it.
So I don't have a direct or a tangible
No solid
exact
numbers.
amount, but all I've bought since last week's $43, I
Okay.
think it was, is pre-workout, which
I thought we were
cost
down
me
like 17, but
$33.
continue.
So you have a negative balance now?
No, I actually had to like humbly go ask my mom. I was like, Mom.
How does that conversation work now that you're in your 20s?
No, that's what I said. I was like,
Mom, can I have
Mom.
$20
Just
to go
curious,
to the
like-
movies?
I was like, Mom, there's some things I want to buy, but I don't have any money. And she's like, what are you gonna buy?
And Rob's just sitting there like,
Literally,
nothing, man.
I told her, I was like,
Pre-workout?
I was like, I want to buy, like, I told her some things. I was like, oh, I want to buy some, like, I need some new socks, blah, blah, some real things.
Need
Then
some
I was
domes.
like, and then I also want to buy Call of Duty in October and buy some gym stuff, some pre-workout. And she hates when I buy either protein or, like, pre-workout because she's like, this is a waste of money.
Yeah, it's all
blah,
got
blah.
steroids in it.
She's like, what are you pumping into your body? This is all nothing but chemicals. But she
Well,
was
she's
like,
right, but
nah.
So wait,
she
she'll-
doesn't have a point, but she's right.
Yeah.
She'll buy you the new $100 Call of
No,
Duty,
she
but
said,
not
she said,
pre-workout.
Todd, she said, like, I'm
Not a
gonna have to
chance.
buy it.
Todd,
She's
you
like,
can
yeah.
go fuck yourself.
She's like,
This is how we get Rob on PC.
Let's
if I buy
go.
Call of Duty
Oh.
for PC.
So she was like, you need to get a job, and then you can buy all this other stupid shit you want. Well, she didn't say it like that. She's very well mannered and spoken, you know. But as for
She's
the
like, Rob, you
pre-workout,
to get a
cunt, I'm not
job.
gonna buy it.
So
for
wait,
you.
how much did you weasel off her?
so as for the pre-workout, she was
Okay.
like, I'll give you $100 if you do this. And
Oh, and
there's
that's-
a
and
and
the
there's a bunch
patio.
of like
is that how we
egregiously
got
taxing
there?
chores. Like
How you threw your back?
Hey man, you
like-
need the money.
I just had to do that on what was it, Wednesday of last week?
Yeah.
So we're getting a new patio installed, and as opposed, so the people doing it offer like really cheap to come in and like lift up all the old patio stones and get rid of them, like really cheap. But of course, my mom was like, I have a able-bodied son at home who's not working right
I've
now.
got a strapping young lad at
And
home
then
sitting
I
around doing
spent like
nothing.
4 hours of my like more at like 10 a.m. because they were coming at like 2 in the afternoon that day, like bent over, like lifting up giant slabs of rocks, like picking them up. Some of these are literally weighing like 50 to 60 pounds a piece. And I'm like picking
Which is
them
nothing
up.
for you.
But like it's at the gym, it's easy. It's one thing when it's in a dumbbell, like in a shape that's designed to be moved around.
Well, you should have brought your straps.
See, this is
His- yeah,
no,
because his
this
grip
literally
strength is
this all
awful.
circles back to the conversation we had like week 1, where Rob is a great looking man, but it's
Well, I appreciate
completely impractical.
Oh, it's all show muscles.
It's show
Yeah.
muscle.
Well,
Whereas
it's
like
like-
we could probably go. Well, okay, maybe not YouTube, but like I feel like I could have gone there and done that fine.
Well,
I've
like,
been a little sore, but like
Christian couldn't have because like not even tripping, your back would have taken a lick.
exactly.
That day.
But
Oh,
like
yeah, it would've been
you
nuts.
can
Yeah.
lift rocks with your legs.
Yeah.
You know that. You
I was
Which
trying,
you probably didn't.
But
You
it's just
just
like
cheat.
they're just like the weight is just like so awkward. It's like a 2 foot
Correct.
by 2 foot like patio stone.
That's what I did in BC.
It
For the,
sucked,
like,
man.
3
That was the
weeks.
worst
Mhm.
like morning of my life. I just like the entire rest of the day. I'm like, I couldn't even like lean back in certain chairs. So my back like, ever get that thing when you're like your back seizes up and you kind of like shoot up
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you're doing. So I had a heating pad for a bit, then I was did a cooling pad.
This was all within
Back
a
and
couple
forth.
hours, not days.
Yeah, literally.
Minutes.
This is why I love whenever we talk about rock climbing. Rob's like, I could do that. Like,
No,
if
you
I
would
went,
kill yourself.
He's just like, I could easily beat all of you guys at rock climbing. Like, there's no way he could do it. He
Yeah.
would not.
The
You have
problem
just
is
show muscles.
rocks
We'll
like
see.
that is all grip strength.
Yeah, it is.
Because like they're awkward to carry, and when
Yeah.
shit's awkward to carry, you rely on your grip strength. It's like it doesn't matter
Which
how
you
much
don't
muscle
have.
you have.
I have like I
Which
used
you
to
a bitch when it comes to
put it to the
grip
test.
strength.
Yeah.
There's gotta be a way I can check my grip strength somehow.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, go
there
rock
is.
climbing
Go
with
rock
us. They
climbing.
literally have things set up where you can test.
I really want to
It's
make fun of you for falling and hurting your ankle, but I'm not going to because I'm a bigger person.
We're going rock
Fair.
climbing in like 30 minutes. Just come with us.
Your foot does look a lot different color. now that I
My
look
foot
at
has
it.
swelled up since we started, but it's just like because I have my foot on the ground, I guess all the blood flows to it, and none of it flows out because it's
Man.
dead.
Yeah.
It literally looks necrotic. You don't have an arch anymore.
But you also you have
Looks
to admit, when I
necrotic.
went to go sit on the couch for 10 minutes, came back,
Yeah,
it
it
looked
looked
perfectly
he
fine.
he laid on the floor and put his foot on the chair, and in like 2 minutes he's like, see, it's fine. And I was like, oh no, it's not. And I looked at it, and it looked fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the blood pools
Again,
in it if I'm
hence
sitting
you
here.
just lift your foot up.
That's why they tell you to keep your foot up though.
Yeah, but I can't do that here while I'm
It's
working.
supposed to be above. You're
You
supposed to
toss
have
it
it
on
like
the
above your
desk.
heart. So like he'd be sitting there like.
Yeah, like
Just
I'm trying to
record
play
lying down.
Siege, my legs up above my head.
He's just playing with his like heel. He's like, fuck.
See, but why don't you just get like a little trash can, flip it over, put it under your desk?
I had
Boom.
3 pillows stacked there, but it still didn't help. It was
get
still
like the perfect
still
Because
setup
they're
here.
pillows.
You'd have your left leg over the left monitor, so the camera's catching to the inside of your
The inside
thigh,
of the
but you
leg.
can still like you get the whole face. You
He's
get
just playing like
You can
this.
write a new message on there every day.
Yeah.
It'll be like a meme in chat.
It's a good thing I've been practicing rock climbing because now I'm a little more
Yeah,
flexible.
dude, just
Yeah.
literally heel hook your desk.
yeah.
Or it's by a foot hammock. Have you seen those?
I was
Didn't you
I was
have
joking about it. No, Niall has one.
Oh, that's
But
yeah,
I was
yeah.
joking about it with
Of
Annie.
course
I was
he
just
does.
like, we have to go buy a foot hammock. Right, like as soon as I got intro, I was like, we need a foot hammock so I can stream and keep my leg elevated.
It'd still be kind of low anyways, but I want one.
There's no way for me to be like comfortable at my desk though. Like I just have to take the toll on my foot while I'm working.
Just gotta power through the pain, man.
Working.
You're pretty much a pro athlete right now.
What's that, Drew?
Oh no, you're doing great, buddy. Keep it up.
Shane's driving home on Wednesday.
Fuck that. I dibsed it.
Wait, what happened?
The Model 3.
And at this
Oh,
point,
sure, yeah.
Shane and I are driving home on Wednesday.
No, you
Thursday.
can still drive,
Wednesday.
Yeah, are you
I
even
won't
allowed to
drive.
drive like that?
Yeah,
but
I
you can't.
can't.
It's just sore, right? It would hurt.
I guess
It's not even sore.
Is that your
It'd be
gas foot?
uncomfortable.
You
I'd be
drive
like,
with your right foot.
yeah, but it's just uncomfortable.
You know
'cause,
what's
like,
you
I
know
have
what's
to
gonna be
keep it in
really funny is
position.
when Christian we're gonna be driving and he's gonna put his foot on the dash and we're gonna get in an accident and his knee's gonna go through the freaking and then his whole leg's gonna be fucked. It's gonna be great.
And he'll need a new Tesla.
I'm just dying in the front seat. Shane's laughing his ass off. Like, this is great.
Hey, your ankle looks better.
Well, they say the best way to distract yourself from pain is more pain.
It's more pain, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like
Every time Amanda's like, oh, this is okay. Anyway, every time Amanda's like, oh, my leg hurts, and just like punch her in the arm. Like, hey, your leg doesn't hurt.
whoa, do you hit your
Yeah.
spouse?
Yeah,
Is that what we're
yeah,
talking
here we
about now?
go.
You're just blacking her eye a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, my
Shane.
head's sore. Boom.
Rob and Annie are gonna get me in like legal trouble one of these days.
We're
'cause-
working together on it.
So we were on stream, and then Rob's like, I forget what he said, but I was just like, "Oh, Rob, just come over." And he's just like, "I don't want to come over, man. Like every time I come over, you just beat me over the head with a belt constantly." Like, where is this coming from? And then the other day, me and Annie were waiting for the elevator, and I'm just swinging my lanyard around, you know, as you do. And it just like
If you're a
smacks
psycho.
her in the head a little bit. It's a lanyard. It's soft as hell.
Oh my
and then she just like, and then she like starts fake crying, and she's like, "You're abusing me." But
That's real.
she's yelling.
Almost hit me in the eye.
She's yelling that in the hallway of our apartment with 8 apartments around us, and she's saying you're abusing me. And I'm like,
Every door just swings open. Hey,
I'm gonna go to jail one of these
That
days.
old lady
'cause-
comes out in her bathing suit like, hey, what the hell?
You sent me to floor 26 and you're abusing your girlfriend.
she
calling the police.
finally gets off the elevator.
Oh, God.
That's hilarious.
Finally gets off the elevator and just like opens the doors. You're abusing me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to jail one of these days because these fuckers.
And then,
That's
and then
okay,
I'll be
you
here.
and
I'll be
Rob
here to take
Stash.
over it. Yeah, jeez. Hey, so how far did we make it today before Stash Comic got made?
Oh fuck.
An hour and 4 minutes.
it was
Oh,
me
shit.
this time and
Yeah.
last time.
We almost made it.
No, you
Almost.
and Christian were simultaneous last time.
Yeah, get it from both sides.
Mhm.
That's what he's used to.
And then,
She
and then
said-
Shane's always has my back. You know, he tells
Yeah.
me it looks nice.
I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah. See?
I think as long as he keeps the sides trimmed,
yeah. Well, I'm a little wild right now.
correct.
you have
But-
to admit
Correct.
though, Rob's haircut's fucking disgusting right now.
No, I don't mind it
I
at
like
all.
it.
It's
He's
flowing,
got some
man.
nasty
I
lettuce.
think
I've
Christian's
always
just
ha-
jealous that he
No,
doesn't
I've-
have long hair and he can't pull it off as nicely as
You know,
I do.
it looks
I've
like it could
always
use a
hated flow.
washing, but like I
That's
like
fair.
the flow.
Yeah, well, I haven't taken a shower yet today. So.
Yeah.
You like
I
it
know.
because you're a hockey bro.
Hey.
You're probably. Were you the kids that would dye your hair bleach blonde?
No,
and do
I did that
flow?
once and I hated
only
it.
only like rep and hire got to do that.
I don't know what that means.
Ice
but-
League for life.
I played rep 2 years of hockey, and the 1 year was the 1 year everyone decided to do that, and it just fucked my scalp up whenever wherever we went to
It like
do
burns you, and
And-
then
Yeah.
your hair
I
just
had
dies.
I had like a condition on my head for like
Yeah,
about 2
blonde.
months after getting that shit in my hair.
Yeah,
It
your
was
hair
not
was
fun.
awful.
What's the worst haircut you guys have ever had?
I've had the same one since I was like 2.
Man.
I just get my mom to cut my hair.
I had a faux
Nice.
hawk for grade 7.
The Bieber cut for Christian.
Oh, I remember that.
Well, it wasn't a cut; it was a stage.
What?
You had like
It was
the
a
Justin
phase.
Bieber long
when I
hair.
had long hair for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
No, the worst haircut I ever got was when I went to a hairstylist that my mom and dad were friends with, and then the entire time that she was cutting my hair, she was just talking to my mom and dad, and she like, you know how girls get layers?
Yeah.
She gave me layers and stuff, and it looked awful.
That's
and I was like
nice.
crying.
Christian's got a
and my
perm.
parents were like, okay, we're not gonna make you go to school the next day. It took me like the first choice haircutters, and they just gave me like a super
She
short.
has to stay home from
Yeah.
school because
Buzz
his
it
haircut
all
was so fucked. I had to go to school no matter what, man. It took like a
Same.
broken leg for me to stay home.
Yeah, my parents. I'd try and fake sick. They're like, you're faking it. You're going to school.
Even if I was
I'd
actually
be
sick.
sick. My mom's like, if I have to deal with this, you might as well go make every other parent in the region deal with it. Go to school.
Yeah, literally.
I don't know if my
Okay.
mom like fell for it or if she just knew that I was faking it, but she would let me stay home like usually once every month or so. I just
probably
think
knew
I'm
that-
sick and I just sit on the couch all day watching TV
Man, I know this is gonna make me sound so white privileged, but just like
because she's
listen to-
Hispanic.
No.
Okay.
Listen to the full. So there was one time that I was legitimately sick and staying home, and my mom went out at lunch and got me a PS2. And
What?
the
PS2?
only reason was because she went to the mall to go get groceries, and she entered a contest to win $500 in like a mall gift card, and she ended up winning. So she's like, "Oh, my son's sick. Like, I'll get him a PS2
You're fucked,
with this
man.
gift card." And she came home, and I got Gran Turismo with like the wheel and
Oh,
pedals.
with the
And
wheel.
my dad took the afternoon off work and just like played
That's
Gran
like
Turismo
400
with me when
bucks
I
at
was
the time,
That's
too.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's fucked, man. The
I
most
grinded that game.
My parents have never bought me anything to do with gaming because they hate it.
Really?
Never.
Yeah, I had to
Nothing,
buy
not
all my
one
own.
thing.
We had the PS1, even the PS2. I had to buy. No,
Yeah.
PS2. I think my dad got. But
Actually,
then
no.
PS3, PS4. Like PS3, I had to get a job to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told a lie. My parents bought me
Of course.
the Game Boy that was like before the DS, but it was
The
like
SP?
Maybe it like
Game
flipped
Boy
like
Advance
this,
SP.
and it was like thinner.
Yeah,
And I
Game
had,
tell
Boy
me-
Advance SP.
They didn't buy you your Xbox 360
I had to buy that.
with what?
I worked at Zers.
Yeah, there's
You had
money
an
by then.
Xbox before that, didn't you?
Because
I remember
had
you
I had
being-
like a PS2 before that. I bought my
Uh.
Xbox 360 between grade 8 and grade 9, and that was
You
when I
weren't
was
working at Zers.
As I got a job starting there in grade 9.
Did
but
you?
but you wouldn't have seen me because I got hired right into the back. Remember?
You got shuttled in
But
the back
well,
room.
grade 9 is you're 14.
Yeah.
You can't work at 14. You have to be 15.
Well,
Hey,
no, I
Zers
literally
did some
started
sketchy shit.
working
We
in
covered
grade.
that
I literally
last
started
week.
working while I was in grade 9. I remember clear as day. So I must have been 15 going on 16.
Rob got held back.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
That's the only thing that
I'm actually
makes sense.
25.
I'm assuming you probably got hired after you turned 15. Like you got hired in April.
Yeah, dude, the
So, like,
resume I
end of
applied
grade
with
9.
literally had like 7 bullet points on it. Like it was like all I had was like volunteering from my church and like playing at a road hockey tournament for 2 years.
Volunteered, great guy.
Yeah, pastor's
Great
favorite
guy,
kid.
passion for the game. I don't know. I was like,
The only reason I got the job was because my sister recommended me, and then they lost my resume, and they're like, "Fuck it, we'll just give
we'll
them
just
an
hire
interview."
you. Dude, they were gonna hire anyone when I applied. Like
No, same. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
they were
same.
desperate. Like, especially for the salad bar. Like that was fucked, man. I can't believe how bad my first day
That's
was.
where Rob got his sick lettuce from.
I almost quit. Actually, that's a good one. I almost quit that day because I was like, I'm not working in this fucking thing.
When I got hired, I was in the hot deli, and they were teaching me to do like cash and stuff, and said they were super happy with how quickly I was picking it up, and they said the guy that they hired before me, they were like trying to teach him cash, but he was struggling, and they're like, okay, well, you can go on your lunch because it was like an 8-hour training shift. Like, go on your lunch, come back in half an hour, and then we'll continue the training. And he just never came back from his lunch.
What
And
a-
I was like, I was probably just like, fuck.
What-
It's
what
like
a
that
legend.
SpongeBob meme where it's like, I'm a head out.
Yeah, what a legend.
And she was like he could have just told us. We wouldn't have cared. We would have
Yeah.
been like, okay, whatever, we'll end it here. But he just never came
He's
back.
probably just like
and
too
"All right."
sheepish to be like, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't get my grade 9,
Yeah.
so
I don't know. Being a cashier sucks, dude. Like, I could never be a grocery store cashier where that's literally your only job.
No, it would suck.
When I worked at like other places, like I had to do a bit of cash because it was like retail mixed in with like other stuff, and I hated it, man. I always found a way to fuck up something.
you can't fuck the dog at all either.
Yeah, literally, it's like if you have one mistake, you got to restart the whole transaction.
No, you're right.
Screw the pooch.
Yeah, same thing.
Fuck the dog.
Screw the
Got me off
pooch.
guard.
But yeah, I just hate it, especially when I worked at like that tech store because like there were so many like SKUs and shit like that I would always fuck up. And like
SKUs?
Skews.
Yeah.
Is that what they call them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skews?
Have
I've
you never
never
heard
heard that. No.
You're crazy.
Okay.
Or like they would always have native people come in with like these tax exemption cards, and there was like a 13 button combo. You had to
But
press.
even where like Zares, that was hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Like you had to call down management. They had to go to ancestry.ca, make sure everything lined up, make sure everything was good, and then
Make sure their like third dad was Chippewayan.
yeah.
All I heard from Robin that was, and the natives came in.
No, but that the
Trying to
tax
take back their own land.
tax exemption cards, just like, and there was like literally like you had to press like 5 things to get into this one screen, another 4 things to get to the native tax or indigenous people's exemption card thing, then like another 4 buttons, and I would always get to this last step and press the wrong one, and the whole thing would just print out some giant receipt pretty much telling me that I fucked up, and then I was
So-
like, screw this.
I have one discernible memory from that, and I should preface this with, I guess it's kind of racist. Looking back on
I'm
it.
tapping out. I'll see you guys next week.
Oh God.
Was okay.
No
so
offense, but
That's all, folks.
No offense,
No.
but this is the worst thing you're about to hear all day.
So I was packing, and then a like native came through and gave his tax exemption card, and
Indigenous
the
people.
cashier who I was packing for, I don't know if you guys remember her, Taylor. She was short, super pale, with black hair.
Yeah.
So I was packing for
How
her.
could I forget?
And then she was like typing the number, and she's just like, "Oh, like I should really go get my tax exemption card." I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Oh, I'm like 1/8
Yeah.
Cherokee or whatever."
Yeah, there's
And then I was just like,
1/8
Classic.
Jeep.
or no, she's like 1/4. So it's like a decent,
Jeep Cherokee.
a decent amount,
SRT edition.
a decent amount,
SRT.
a decent amount of your heritage is like native. I'm like, but you don't look like it. And then I said the stupidest thing I ever said is I turned to the customer. I was like, he looks like it, but you don't.
Oh my god.
And he just looked at me. He was young. He was probably like 21.
You're
And he just
lucky.
kind of like stared at me. I'm like, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Oh no.
Slowly pulls out his whatever card.
He's the Yu-Gi-Oh cards from now on. One hand's tax exemption, other hand's blue eyes white dragon.
That'd be a disaster.
But by far the worst thing I ever said. I'm surprised he didn't complain and get me like written up because
It's
that was
okay, man. The union
Well,
would have
see,
protected
that
you.
was back in the day. It's fine. Nowadays, if something like that happened,
You'd be screwed.
yeah, it's game over.
I
that
have
was
a,
only like 5 years ago.
I have a
6
couple
years
really,
ago.
Exactly.
I have one really bad mess up like that, but I'm not gonna tell you. It was like it makes me sound like a terrible person.
Do it.
No, because then it makes me sound like a terrible person, even though
I
there was
just
no.
said something that
Let's
made me
hear
sound
it.
terrible.
Okay, here I'll tell you.
Fair.
Okay, so I was doing my driver's test,
Okay.
and then no, I don't want to tell this.
Just say
man.
it.
Come on.
Oh wait, is it something racist?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
obviously, like, really.
Like really racist? Okay, never
Like,
mind.
I didn't even say it. It was my person doing
Yeah,
it.
no,
which is even-
don't.
No,
Yeah.
okay, never mind. I thought it was just gonna be like you just trash talk someone.
No,
You're like,
no.
I feel
No, that
bad
was-
for saying
I'll
that.
tell you the story after, and then maybe we can formulate a G-rated version for a later,
just
later date.
Beep
Tune
out
in next
everything.
week for racist comments.
yeah.
Oh, what we should do next week, which we didn't do this week, was the Tinder versus Bumble experiment. 'cause
Here, let me actually I'll make notes on it. That
We'll make
way,
an
I'm not
Excel
just
sheet.
Perfect.
because we're running
Yeah.
out of time. So
I have.
We're not gonna-
Let me just say, I have a lot of very juicy field research to share with
you should also
everyone.
screenshot messages and then we'll
Yeah.
share them.
I'll
God.
Black
screenshot.
out
I'll
names.
screenshot every person I talk to. Also, and where
Rob's
they go to
got
school.
homework.
Oh, I've been doing my homework, man.
He goes on Tinder next week, has no matches. They just all unmatched him.
Yeah.
It's like fuck.
Fuck.
The podcast
They
gets
all
out.
watch the podcast.
That's funny.
Are you Rob from the Bag Boys podcast?
No, are you kidding? Just hardly looks like me. But yeah.
But we
Okay.
should probably wrap it up because we're in an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Any
it's
All
enough
right,
for
all
you
right.
guys.
final thoughts?
No.
It's a good week of football. We didn't talk about it.
Yeah,
at
we
all,
can pass
but-
on that.
Nah, yeah.
It's okay. We get to start talking about hockey
Ooh.
again soon.
Hockey.
The only thing that I have to mention is so next week, there won't be a podcast streamed on Monday because me and Shane are flying. We're still flying back from San Diego.
So we're doing it Tuesday.
So the plan is Tuesday.
Are you good, Rob?
Rob said he'll be fine. Drew.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
What else am I
Like,
doing with my life?
Well, I just assume you're gonna be like, oh, sorry, I got drafted into Bree's army at the zoo.
Yeah,
and,
gotta
like,
go
I'm
to
gonna-
BC and
Gotta go visit my friend in BC, Australia, and can't
Hey,
make
you
the
know what?
podcast.
Australia.
Sorry, Drew has friends, guys. Like, gosh,
yeah,
man.
fuck.
No.
Sorry, I'm a
Well,
social
we roast
fucking
him because
butterfly.
so
I know,
he
I'm
was
just
just
trolling.
like he's like my friend's visiting from Australia. It's the first time he's visiting in like a year, and he used that same excuse like 3 times in 1 week.
In my defense,
All right.
it's so much
And then he
easier to
used
say.
it over the course of 2 months. Like, how often is this guy fucking
Yeah,
visiting?
by the way, my
It's-
buddy moved in.
It's so much easier to say my friend's visiting from Australia, not like he's just finished a work visa. He's here for 2 months before he goes back to Australia for 2 years on another work
you
visa.
use the same excuse and you're just like,
And then
he's
eventually-
visiting for the first time in a year.
Because I
they,
don't know when
transferred
he's
to
leaving.
BC.
You just set up like one of those
anyway.
Google like,
He's like-
Gmail things that sends back an automatic response whenever someone
Yeah,
asks anything.
Lifts up his phone. It's like a recorded message. Like,
And we asked him because he had like 2 friends, one from BC, one from Australia, and we're like, "Is it different?" It's like different friend. He's like, "No, like my friend from Australia went to BC and now he's coming back." It's like,
No.
it's the same friend. Just
They are different.
I have 2 friends that left to go to BC for school. One stayed in BC, one came back, but then he moved to Australia.
Yes, and now he's going to move again.
You're correct, because his visa
but
was up.
somehow you
What a
still
guy.
use that excuse like
Because I
15
don't-
times over the course of
Because I
2
don't know when he's
months.
leaving. He's literally just waiting on a visa application to go through, and then he's leaving.
wasn't it?
We're in the mud
yeah.
right
Yeah,
now.
but you could have easily just been like,
We're in
"Oh,
the mud."
I'm gonna go hang out with my friend before he leaves for Australia. I don't know when he's leaving." Instead, you're like, "It's the first time he's visiting, guys.
This is a
like,
verbal mud
I need
wrestling.
to see him."
I love it.
I hate you all.
We're in the mud. Get us
Including
out of the
you,
mud,
Chad.
Christian.
Okay, well, I guess we can just end it here. Well, the podcast is going to look a little different because now we have the artwork, and since we split up all the audio tracks, I can now have different audio visualizers for each of us.
Yeah, so
Mm.
quit
And we're
your
gonna
bitching
have-
in the comments.
And we're going to have each of our faces next to
Constructive criticism.
the audio tracks, and it should look a little bit cleaner.
Can you have mine going around my head like a halo?
No.
Baby, I can see your
Hello.
Okay, end it.
All right.
End it.
So we'll be back next week, I guess on Tuesday. We'll try to formulate a time or something. It's probably going to be pretty hectic because I'm going to be coming back with a big load of work
Well,
from San Diego.
Tuesday same time.
Well, like it should be fine,
And
but
I
as
have a
long as I
million
don't
things
have
to do, man.
Tuesday
Yeah, as long
same
as I don't
time
have
because
a
it
million
can't
things.
be later because we need to climb. Whoa,
Yeah.
that's Dr. Seuss shit there.
As long as I get my work done, because
One hat,
tomorrow's
two-
the last day I have to work before San
Yeah.
Diego.
Well, you can work there.
He's still
Bring a
pretending that he
laptop.
works for a
I
living.
guess I could record and
Yeah.
edit. Whatever. We'll end it here. We'll be back next week, probably Tuesday. Take care, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.